Let's go now from talking about Jeff Flake in the context of Roy Moore to the RNC and Donald Trump in the context of the Alabama Senate race. Back on November 20th, I reported to you that the Republican National Committee had pulled out of Roy Moore, or better said, maybe that's not the right way to say it. They pulled support from Roy Moore's campaign after multiple allegations of Moore having sexually assaulted women and girls. They removed money, they removed people from the December 12th special election where Doug Jones is the Democratic opposition to Republican Roy Moore. The RNC has now quietly returned their support to Roy Moore. They got, I guess, some PR benefit from having pulled their support initially, just as the polling was bottoming out for Roy Moore. Now Donald Trump has sort of endorsed or has endorsed Roy Moore. It's been a couple of weeks since the latest allegations. And now that the Republican Party realized, wait a second, we prefer the child sex assaulter instead of the Democrat, the RNC is fully back in helping Roy Moore in Alabama, not Indiana. They have absolutely no shame. Donald Trump a couple days ago tweeted his support for Roy Moore, saying Democrats' refusal to give even one vote for massive tax cuts is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama. We need his vote on stopping crime, illegal immigration, border wall, military, pro-life, VA, judges' Second Amendment, and more. No to Jones, a Pelosi-Schumer puppet. And indeed, the RNC is back in Roy Moore. They are now putting money and staff behind his campaign. Now, what's the on-the-record explanation from the RNC? We don't have one. We know that a couple weeks ago, RNC chairwoman Ronna Romney McDaniel said, quote, the recent allegations against Judge Moore are deeply troubling. He should step aside if there is any truth to them at all. We know that there is still no reason to question any of the allegations. And we know that the RNC, that an RNC official confirmed to the Daily Beast that, yes, they are back to supporting Roy Moore. But we know nothing else other than what we know about the Republican Party, which is that they're the opposite of everything that they claim to be. The Republican Party claims to be about family values, and very clearly, this example tells us that they're not. The Republican Party claims to be about small government, except when they want to enforce their religious and social ideas, at which point they have no problem with government getting very, very big. They claim to be about fiscal conservatism, except when it's tax cuts for the rich that explode the debt. Jeff Flake said, as I told you earlier in today's program, country over party, and that's why he donated $100 to Doug Jones against his party colleague, Republican Roy Moore. The party overall is the party of party over country, and that's reflected in their support for Trump in the 2016 election, and it's reflected in their support for Roy Moore in this special election, and it's absolutely and totally pathetic.
And I think they're just following the polls, which requires absolutely no integrity. I mean, when it looked like Roy Moore was a long shot soon after the allegations broke, obviously they're going to pull funding because you're just taking so much political risk. Now that he's catching up and perhaps leading, why not go along with it? He has a chance.
And that tells us what? That none of these decisions have anything to do with ethics or morality or family values or conservatism or what's right or what's wrong. It merely has to do with political posturing. And the bottom line is they prefer the alleged serial child sex abuser to the Democrat. There's no simpler way to say it. That's exactly what it is.
More money, more problems?
Well, yes, in some way. And I guess at this point, we have a major, major problem for the Republican Party around the country, if indeed this backfires. And I really, really hope that it does. Today's program is made possible in part by Blue Sky Binary. Have you heard of blockchain? Blockchain's the new trend in technology and on the internet. And too many people are not aware of both the power and the risks of blockchain technology. Some people think it's too complicated, it's too difficult to get into, so people stay away and they miss out on the opportunity to really know about the opportunities that blockchain presents. But it doesn't have to be this way, and the solution is the Blue Sky Binary Blockchain Academy. Blue Sky Binary is a leading financial education and technology company, and they're turning their attention to blockchain. They've launched their Blockchain Academy to complement their other successful training programs. And they've created a blockchain education course for beginners and active crypto users alike. And in this course, students will be taken through a series of topics which ultimately will deliver a solid understanding of how blockchain works and help the student realize the current and potential future uses of blockchain technology. We've talked about some of these on the bonus show and on the program. And the course includes video on demand, online tests, access to a community of traders and blockchain enthusiasts to exchange knowledge and experiences. And you can register now to get a 3-day free trial that includes access to the first module of the course for you to evaluate the overall quality of the program. And afterwards, it's $49.99 a month. You can stop and resume at any point. Check out blueskybinary.com/David to sign up today.